and the people stay, and that just kind of, and so there was a couple of new content creators I was interested in, and one of them had a show, and I saw the thumbnail for it, and I said, holy shit, that's amazing. And it was something I was really interested in. And I show up, and I realized very quickly that this was not accurate. And that's fine to some extent. I usually figure that people are going to exaggerate at least a little bit in a thumbnail. My argument is, is it defensible or not? Would a common person at least credibly think that this could be, that this is, that the way you said it is a plausible way to describe it? Doesn't have to be the best way, you know what I mean? Okay, and we had gotten this. Let's just use ourselves, just to be completely honest. We have a picture of an attack that happened inside Russia by other Russian forces, and I took a look at the picture, and I don't think I should get the thumbnail if we've got it. I'll maybe bring it up, and you see a pretty large town and pillars of smoke just coming from like 8 or 9 different places. About 20 to 30% of the city is covered in smoke, which isn't a huge percentage, but for a very large town, and for a town that wasn't in a war zone, I'm like, okay. So I said that it was under massive attack. In my view, looking at that is a defensible statement. Is it really a massive attack? Well, how do you define massive? How many people actually? And it turned out not many people died. And then when you look at the numbers, it wasn't actually a lot of people going in. And but that picture, I'm sitting there going, you look at that picture, it's like, it looks massive to me. We got some pushback. Some people were like, it wasn't a massive attack. Okay, look, everything we said on air was accurate. Everything we said was that clickbait. If people feel it was, I'm sorry. I think it's arguable we shouldn't have used the word massive. And but I think it's also defensible. I think you took a look at that picture, which was a real picture of the real event. Massive was the first word that came to my mind. And if you're in that town and your town looks like that, I'd have called my mom and said, we're under massive attack. It's so for me, the bar is it defensible? Could at least a reasonable person look at that and say, yeah, it was? And if no reasonable person anywhere on the planet could agree that that was a massive attack, then we were wrong, and I'd call it clickbait. If there's a reasonable person who could look at that and say, agree or not, yeah, you could call it that reasonably, I guess, then it's justifiable. All of that to say, that's my bar. And I went to this channel, I was there like, if I polled 1 million reasonable people, none of them would say that what we're talking about now accurately reflects what, not one, nobody, can't be done.